What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Daily Smoke Sessions.
What's up, people?
I'm your boy, Brother Jam.
And your boy, Black Hand Bobby.
Brother Los on the cab.
Thank you, Brother Los. We appreciate it. And welcome to the Smoke Session. Thank you for joining us as always. We appreciate you coming in, sitting with us for a few minutes and
Now with us.
sitting and talking for a little bit. Yeah. I think we got a conversation coming up that's gonna be kind of fun. If nothing else, we're definitely gonna talk about some silly shit.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Anyway, man, what's been up with you, brother? How's everything going?
Oh, dude, I'm enjoying everything right now. Just enjoying y'all. Just hanging out with my family and being stupid. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, we had a good show earlier tonight. For those of y'all who don't know, we normally film these right after the live shows. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, when you see the live show end, we come right back and start filming the smoke sessions for y'all.
Yep.
So we can have entertainment for y'all 5 nights a week. So every night,
Join
7
us.
p.m. We know where we gonna be. Now what we need you to do is be here with us.
Right.
So please come on, check us out. And if you like what we're talking about, you like the things we do, tell your friends about it, send them a link, let them know what we're about. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. But if you really want to get a hold of us, you really got an idea for a show that you want to see,
Let us
hell,
know.
even if you want to come and be a guest on the show, because we
Let
actually
us
have a viewer turned now guest coming up for you on a future smoke session. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to be talking about, but just suffice to say,
It's going to be good. It's going to be
it's
good.
one of everybody's favorite characters, and that's all I'm going to say.
Just come and experience the smoke.
Definitely. So please check out the website, www.tha.dailysmoke.com, thedailysmoke.com. So please check that out. And if you want to donate to the show, we got a Cash App,
Yes, we
dollar
need to
sign.
support. We need to support.
$TD Smoke. So please check it out. Anything that you might be willing to give, whether that's $1 or $5, hey, we appreciate it. We love you for it. And if you're not able to donate, hey, we love you anyway.
If
Just
you
watch.
Right?
if you Elon Musk and you like this shit, donate for us.
He broke. He didn't spend all his money on Twitter now. he spent his whole income tax return on Twitter.
Hey,
Right?
But that if you think about it, it's funny just the timing of it when you think about it, because it is like income tax return season.
Right.
So it's like a rich nigga got his income tax return and decided to just blow it on something that he really don't need.
Let me get to
he can blow it on the smoke over here if he
Man,
wants to.
So
I
people
honest-
talk all the shit they want, you know.
Man, I
He can
honestly
blow it on the
believe,
smoke.
I honestly believe he gonna kill Twitter. I think he's gonna kill it.
Maybe that's his reason.
For one, you already have a lot of celebrities that's leaving.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not happy with him being the man in charge of Twitter. So that's one thing, and celebrities is what really drives Twitter. I mean, let's be real.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean, you might have a few followers if you create a Twitter account. I might be able to get a couple of hundred followers if I'm active on Twitter and I'm really working it.
It's working.
But celebrities is what people are really on there to follow. If you known, whether that's sports, whatever your entertainment field is, that's what Twitter is for. So it's just crazy to me that, if you start losing those people, then what you gonna have?
Well,
a bunch of damn rednecks on there just
Or just,
looking for an opportunity to say the word nigga,
right? Because that's what he wants them to be doing. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
hey, and if you Snoop Dogg, remember the smoke sessions and all that over here. So you welcome to join us.
Hey, yo, now this is for real, y'all. If anybody knows Snoop, right, and I know he comes to Houston,
Or
fairly
Devin,
often.
Devin the Dude, or
Hey, we open, But if anybody, out there knows these cats, man, hey,
yeah.
tell them to come on through. We'll smoke with them, hang out, chill.
About whatever.
Just love to have them on, and especially if you got Snoop or Devin, man, Snoop alone, you got what, about 20, 30 years of great music to talk about.
Yes.
And he's basically got a toe in just about every kind of business you can imagine. So the man knows how to handle money. I would love to pick his brain for a few minutes.
Help some brothers out, man.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
you can come down here for South Park Shorty and help her out, help us out.
I mean, but hey, she cool people though. I
I see her I see her almost every day. She is cool people, real cool people.
Yeah.
But she's gonna act a clown, so just be prepared for that.
Ain't she a crackhead?
What? Yeah.
That's what crackheads do. You know. But, what can you? I mean, I ain't mad at a crackhead for being a crackhead. That's like getting mad at a dog for being a dog.
True.
You a dog. You just gonna do dog shit.
Right.
But what's up, everybody?
Crackhead. Look, crackhead's gonna be dramatic. But anyway.
Right.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, well, tonight we're trying to do a nice little show for you. We're gonna just nerd out a little bit, just a little information on a show that I think I don't think everybody watched it, but we try to give you the best that we can on this show. But until then, Mr. Muse, what's up with you?
Man, I finally saw Spider-Man No Way Home.
Finally.
Because it was on Amazon Prime and I could rent it. I think it was like, I forgot. It was something cheap, like
$37.50.
Yeah, $6-7, something like that.
$37.50.
So I rented it and man, yeah, dude.
I told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
that was probably the best Spider-Man movie I have seen.
Which one?
Spider-Man No Way Home.
I told you.
Yeah, this is the most recent one.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to see it when it was in the movie theater. So I kind of, that was like during. Well, matter of fact, when it hit the movie theaters, I had COVID.
Right.
So yeah. But as far as Spider-Man movies go, dude, you got to give it to him. That was a damn good movie.
They did that thing.
So, okay. Hey, if you haven't seen it by now, spoiler alert. Okay. So, you have Doctor Strange, because, of course, we all know that...
Multiverse of Madness coming out.
We know that Peter Parker's identity got
Leaked out.
put out there in last movie.
Oh, that would be... oh, crap. I was about to say...
Far From Home.
Far From Home.
Far From Home. So we had Far From Home where his identity got exposed, and then No Way Home. Basically, everybody now knows who he is, and it's fucking up his life. So he can't get into college. His girlfriend can't get into college. His boy can't get into college because they all associated with him.
Yeah, Mysterio. Mysterio kind of fucked him up on that one.
So basically, he goes to Doctor Strange and asks Doctor Strange to make a spell that would make everybody who knows who he is forget. Problem is that Peter Parker couldn't make up his damn mind on who he needed to forget.
I'm trying to do this spell. Stop adding shit.
So first he wanted to add MJ, but then he was like, well, no, I want to add Aunt May. I said Aunt B.
Aunt B.
Right? I went back to... that's
a Golden Girl.
That's Andy Griffith show.
Okay.
No, that's Andy Griffith show. Yeah, that's the...
I thought you were talking about Mod, but anyway. Yeah.
Another whistling song for you. But
don't get this stuck in my head. I'm sorry, I've been whistling my ass off on just one tune. So
he been doing the Kill Bill whistle all damn night. He getting on my nerves. Whatever, nigga.
Go ahead.
But so long story short is they mess up the spell and it winds up pulling in people because the spell was bigger than just their universe. It started reaching into alternate universes to make people who knew who Peter Parker was forget. And that accidentally winds up pulling in, what is it? Green Goblin.
Yeah, I think the spell went. The spell got so messed up is instead of everybody forgetting who Peter Parker was, it was everybody who knew who Peter Parker was in multiple dimensions.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Multi universes.
Yeah, but it pulled in. It was
Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro,
okay,
Lizard, and that was it.
So he had 5.
Yeah,
so there was one short of the Sinister Six.
Yeah, everybody thought they were gonna do Sinister Six, and they also thought they were gonna bring in Venom, but that's Sony, so no.
Yeah, Although it's funny that they did talk about it because what also wound up happening in the movie was that the different Spider-Mans, so Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland, all three were in the movie, and each was their own Spider-Man, but they were all in the same place at the same time, getting to talk to each other, getting to meet each other, and it was cool. Plus, I thought it was cool that they was tripping on the fact that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man has organic webs. And it was like, when he shot it out of his arm, they was like, wait, did that just come out your arm?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, what do y'all do? It was like, we got web shooters, man.
Well, he's the original.
Well, just he's different because no Spider-Man, even in the comic books, ever had organic webs.
Yeah, that was just for the Raimi movie.
They just did that for the movie, but
damn spider.
right? And who was it? I think it was Tom Holland. He goes, is that the only place it comes out?
right.
Like nigga, what?
Well, nah,
like,
you have to remember where a spider shoots his web from.
Yeah. If you talking real spider anatomy, they shoot that shit out their ass. Can you imagine if you nut and it came out spider?
Have a web all over her face.
You
Like a mask.
you be clogging up chicks' services
Hey.
with damn women.
Like, you don't need abortion. Come see me, the Spider-Man.
Look, ain't nobody getting in there after me, girl. I got your shit blocked
You
down.
know
Well,
where
with
you
the
are.
movie, this is the end, like, skeet all over you.
Right.
All over you, girl.
Look like damn cobweb. Oh, that's funny, man. But that's enough about Spider-Man because we got an episode coming up about
Yes.
Spider-Man. Yeah, as a matter of fact,
We're going to have a guest coming in.
David Martin is going to join us again. If y'all remember him from our last episode when we talked about anime, he joined us, but he's going to join us again for an episode that we're going to talk about Spider-Man in all his various incarnations.
not the movies, but
Not just the movies. We talk about all the versions of Spider-Man because you got to
Miles.
think about it. In the comic books, there was Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man,
that Spider-Man.
all of these different types of Spider-Man. So, there's a lot of ground to cover. So hopefully y'all will join us for that one. Should be coming up soon. But like I said, check the website and it'll let you know when that episode's going to air. So be looking for that. But yeah, man, I want to talk about Rick and Morty.
Yes, Rick and Morty. Oh, this is going to be a conversation. So,
Los, if you could, I'm sure you probably already have. You got number one up. Yeah. So, okay. For those who don't know, Rick and Morty is a cartoon originally
created by, what was the name?
Dan Harmon.
And also Justin Rowland, I believe.
Justin Rowland. Okay. And
Came out
it
in-
originally aired on Adult Swim, if I remember right.
Yes, it aired on December 2nd, 2013. That's the first season, and it aired up until April 14th, 2014. That was the first season.
That was the original run.
Yeah, the first season.
Because they did stop it, but the fan reaction was so great that they wound up having to bring it back.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you it's a really good show. But basically, okay. I'm sure we're probably all familiar with Back to the Future, and the main character of what was his name?
Dr. Brown.
It was Dr. Brown.
Dr.
and,
Brown and
Marty McFly. That's what it was.
Yes.
Marty McFly. So basically, you taken that same trope, and that's where they started with this show. But this show makes fun and parodies just about everything I've ever loved about sci-fi. So that's one of the reasons why I love this show. It just really took me
Doctor
to a
Who
place.
in there, a little bit of Doctor Who in there.
Right. Star Trek, Star Wars, Buck Rogers, even hell, just anything that had to do with like space or sci-fi. This show pretty much covers it.
Yeah. And they did it with a witty humor and beautifully done.
the type of humor that this show has, let's just say,
It's adult.
if you are a fan of shows like
Family Guy, South Park.
Simpsons, South Park, that adult kind of animation where it's funny but it's really silly, then you will genuinely enjoy this show. If you've never watched it before, don't deny yourself this pleasure, because just like if you're familiar with Doctor Who, just like Doctor Who, every episode is its own adventure. Yeah, there's some story stuff that might connect up a little bit, or there's some underlying stories that kind of continue through the 5 seasons.
Uh-huh.
But for the most part, each show is its own little adventure, and they can all kind of stand alone. There are some where you might have a continued where got 2 parts to a particular storyline, but for the most part, they're all independent, and you could really just start in the middle and go. You don't even have to start at episode 1. But I guarantee you'll eventually want to go back and watch it from the beginning. Because this shit is hilarious.
Yes.
Matter of fact, if you go to number 2, the picture of Rick with his microphone, this is one of my favorite parts. Because
Swifty.
what was it? It was an alien invasion.
Well, no, actually, it was a giant.
The giant space heads or something like that.
Yeah, just a giant head that just appeared in the sky.
And it was running a intergalactic reality show.
Yes.
Right.
That was like what's that show? America's Got Talent or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like Get Swifty, something like that.
Well, no, I'm talking about the shows.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
But basically each planet had to perform, and these giant space head aliens was the judges, and when it was Earth's chance to perform, Rick and Morty performed a song called "Get Swifty"
by Taylor Swift. By Taylor Swift.
What I'm telling you, dude, that shit had me dying. Get Swifty. That shit had me dying.
Had all rap like and shit.
Right, he had a little rap partner and everything, man. That shit was cool. But Rick's main thing is he's like the smartest person in the entire multiverse, essentially. So this Rick C1, what is it? C1
37.
37. C137 is the Rickiest Rick of all the Ricks.
He's from Earth.
Well, they're all from Earth, but
They're just different.
that's just it, because that's one of the things about Rick and Morty is they don't do time travel. It's only interdimensional. So you have alternate dimensions, so each dimension could have its own version of Rick and Morty.
So when they go through,
Like a
there's
multiverse.
none of them there.
It's multiversal.
Yeah. So just like the Marvel universe has a multiverse now,
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty started off with a multiverse. That was just that was where they went when they did their thing. But he has a portal gun, which is what he uses to get them around or get them from dimension to dimension. And if you go to
Picture number 3.
that's what the portals look like. That green energy is them going through a portal. As a matter of fact, he's got the portal gun in his hand as he's falling through that one.
And saying with Rick Sanchez, he's what? He's supposed to be like a mad genius, almost like and he created all this stuff. I don't know how.
Because he's just that smart.
It's just the way the show starts off.
He is.
It starts off that way. It's that.
He's Tony Stark, Reed Richards. He's all of those dudes rolled into one.
And drunk half the time.
He's usually drunk or high because he's very adamant about doing drugs.
Yeah.
Even alien drugs.
He does whatever.
He don't
does
care.
whatever the fuck he want to do.
Does not care.
Now, okay, so Rick, of course, is a human, which means he did have a wife and he had a daughter. So Morty is his grandson. Rick lives with his daughter and her husband,
Jerry.
Okay. Jerry is the lamest guy in the multiverse. Like
all of them.
All of them.
Out of all versions of him are lame.
All of
Like
them.
so much to the point where Ricks literally have a daycare that they've established to drop off Jerry's
Yeah.
when they need to, just to get rid of him. But that brings us to picture number 5, my boy Morty. So Morty is just basically, he's your regular everyday Patsy. He's the straight man to Rick's crazy psychoticness. Rick is running around on all 8 cylinders, while Morty's always trying to put on the brakes.
Yeah, he's just like a teen, or not even a teen.
Yeah, he's a teenager. He's in high school. Because remember that girl he dates, or the one he's crazy about at school is a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in high school. I want to say he's probably about like 14, 15, somewhere up in there.
Yeah, in that age.
But he is, like I said, he's Rick's grandson, but he's just everything Rick is, he's the opposite. He's timid, he's sensitive, he's shy, whereas Rick literally walks around and calls himself a god.
Yeah, well, hey,
he's killed a few gods, so that works.
Hey, he actually screwed a planet, literally.
Screwing the planet is one thing, but when you get the planet pregnant,
screw the planet.
Rick actually got a planet pregnant, and there was like a hot spring in the earth, and it starts spitting out little clay people that look like Rick.
What? This is the way the show goes.
Oh, dude, you know there's a lot of drugs involved with doing this shit. Even if they just smoking weed, they doing something, and they doing a lot of it to come up with some of this shit. Because the very next picture I want you to bring up, number 4, if you bring up that one, who the fuck comes up with Pickle Rick, man?
Pickle Rick.
So, okay, wait.
Yeah, he did this just to get out of going with
a family therapy session.
Yeah.
So his daughter and family wanted him to go to a therapy session with him, where they get to sit down and talk to an actual therapist, because he abandoned his daughter, and that made some shit, causing some issues. But in order to get out of doing this nigga turns himself into a pickle.
A literal pickle. An
actual pickle.
Yep.
And so that's what you see on the left-hand side of the picture. But then what winds up happening is...
his daughter Beth kind of called him out on his BS, and because he had like this contraption after they left to turn himself back normal.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
And then she saw all this and was like, you know what? Nope, I'm taking the antidote to turn yourself back. So he literally got stuck as a pickle and ended up going down the sewer.
Right. He rolled off the table and wound up in the sewer. And then from the sewer, he wound up...
he literally had to...
it was the roaches. That was what he got to first. Because roaches were crawling around him in the sewer. So he wound up...
Killing a roach.
And then using its body by hijacking its brain and licking the roach's brain to manipulate its body into moving. And then he eventually got from the roach, he worked his way up to a rat. And then he was able to do the same thing with the rat, but he wound up using rat body parts to build himself an exoskeleton. And so on the right hand side of that picture, that's what you see. He's looking he's fully rat equipped, so those are rat legs and rat arms that you see him with. But he made an exosuit for his pickle, so he could get up and run around and do shit, because he's trapped inside the sewer. The sewer took him to the basement of this building that was like a Russian embassy.
Yes.
And so he was stuck inside this Russian embassy, and of course, being Rick, he had to fight his way out.
And he did it Terminator style too.
He did it John Wick style.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to give him an out, man. He was like, "Look, I'm just trying to get out your building and get home. Just let me go. And I don't want to kill no more of your men." But they didn't believe him. They didn't believe him.
Well,
and he wound up blasting like half the damn population of the building. Well, no, I think he blew up the building, if I remember right.
It was him and another dude.
Oh yeah, he released like a super deadly spy that they had in custody.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna move on.
So then, jumping to number 7.
Bird person.
So one of Rick's best friends in the show is this dude called Bird Person. Okay. And he comes from a planet where the people is essentially evolved from birds. And so he looks like that. I mean, if anybody, okay, if any of y'all are out there who are old enough to remember a show called Buck Rogers.
I don't think they are.
And on that show called Buck Rogers, there was a character who they introduced later on in the show by the name of Hawk. And Hawk was a person who came from another planet where the people evolved from birds. And so instead of hair, Hawk had feathers on his head, and he wore a black leather bodysuit. And they based Bird Person off of this character named Hawk. And when I was first watching Rick and Morty and they introduced this character, I was like, I know they didn't.
And then the way he talks is just so plain, like Bird
See how
Person.
he look.
Bird Person.
I
want to go here.
am Bird Person. Hey.
So that's Bird Person. He's one of Rick's best friends. If you go to number 8, that gives you like the full view
That's what he looks like.
of what Bird Person actually looks like. But Rick and Bird Person actually have been through a lot together. Like there was a whole war that they fought together, and if you jump to number 9, that was the two of them giving their or rather fighting in a war together. And so that's kind of how
They
became friends, because Rick didn't give a shit about the war. He just cared about Bird Person. So he only fought because Bird Person was there. But the two of them wound up being like the saving force in that war.
And also Scrunchy. You gotta give Scrunchy. We ain't got no picture of Scrunchy.
I'm not talking about. I refuse to talk about Scrunchy because that's nasty.
Scrunchy.
That's
Scrunchy.
it's just nasty.
Hey, it was. Hey,
Dude, the episode. Okay, the episode. Did you see the one where they wound up on this alien planet where the aliens was like parasites, but they like covered your mouth?
yes.
Yeah. So they wound up on this planet, right? And the alien parasites that took control of your body, but the way they did it is they covered your mouth like a mask. So
Almost like aliens.
but they had their own face. So you would walk around, it's your body walking around, but you would see this alien face where your mouth and nose ought to be, and that was what was doing the talking. But it was just controlling your body. So just so happened these niggas woke up after being controlled by these aliens. So they walking around the planet, but the only way they can walk around the planet, because everybody on the planet is controlled by these parasitic aliens, they had to tie dead aliens onto their face. And they had to walk around with alien corpses tied to their damn face. And that was just the grossest thing in the world to me.
Oh no, it gets worse. So
Oh man. Okay, but I did want to talk about Mr. Meeseeks.
Meeseeks.
Mr. Meeseeks. So the Meeseeks are would they be considered a race?
Not really, because I think Rick kind of made
Because I
them.
don't think they like reproduce or nothing. They just made from that box, right?
Yeah, Rick made. I don't know. They didn't explain how the Meeseeks were what, but
Yeah, but
it was just the whole episode was just simply because the family was arguing about this and that, and since Rick wanted to do an adventure with Morty, and Jerry, the lame father, was talking about his golf game and all that, and the daughter and all that was doing other stuff. So Rick just said, here's a box. It's called, when you push this button, you get Mr. Meeseeks. Now, whatever you ask him to do, he will solve the problem for you. Just ask him what you need, and he'll help you solve the problem. And this is Mr. Meeseeks.
but they only do one task.
After that,
So-
then they disappear because as far as the Meeseeks, Mr. Meeseeks, Living is like torture.
Existence is pain for them.
So once they do their job, they disappear. And that was it. But Jerry, with his lame ass, because he wanted to take a couple of strokes off his golf game, and the Meeseeks that he popped up, it was like, I'm trying to help you, but I can't do it. So the Meeseeks started. They got a hold of the box. If you can put up a number 11, Los, they started using the box to get other Meeseeks to help him, or help that Meeseek help Jerry get his
Shave his golf game down.
And then it just came to a where they can't. I'm saying they cannot.
Jerry's so bad at golf that no matter how much instruction or assistance they try to give it just doesn't work.
So they just living. They're like, kill me.
And they can't go away until they finish the task. So they're tortured after days and days of trying to teach this dude how to play golf. So what winds up happening is that eventually they come to the conclusion that the only way to complete the task is to kill Jerry.
Yeah.
So they try to kill Jerry, and then that's when, of course, Rick has to save him. So
no, Rick didn't save him. His wife saved him.
Oh
Beth.
yeah, that's right. It was Beth.
Yeah, because at one point the Meeseeks took over a restaurant where him and his wife was trying to go, and Beth was like, you know what, here, and she broke a table or whatever and gave him a makeshift golf club, and it was like, here, do this, straighten up your damn back, bend your knees, do this, and he finally did it, and all the Meeseeks left except for one because he what about your short game? Because they were actually taking people hostage, holding guns to him just to get this Negro just to do this.
Trying to do something to make him get his golf game because they wanted to go away.
Yeah.
As all the niggas wanted to do was go away. Okay, so number 12 is Rick's ship. Now, I know I said they get mainly around through his portal gun, but later on after the first, second, third season, you really start to see a lot more of the spaceship. And just, as a point of reference, because they very often say that his ship is made out of junk, but actually his ship is like an AI. It's got all kinds of gadgets and weapons and everything that you might possibly need. But he just made it look like it's made out of junk. Like literally, if you look, one of the little boosters on the side is a trash can.
Yeah, and I think it was another episode. Him and Morty went to a planet, and they brought what's the name?
Was it Boob World?
I think it may have been Boob World.
No, there's a planet in the Rick and Morty universe called Boob World. It's like a tourist attraction. I want to go.
Hey, I think it may have been. Well, anyway, Summer, which is the daughter, while Rick and Morty was doing their adventure, they left her in the car. And Rick was like, okay, protect Summer. The car with the AI literally was protecting her from everything. So everybody that came up, it was like, oh, dude, knocking on the door of this. The ship was mass murdering people just to protect.
Safe.
Even though she was like, no, don't do that, no, Lord Jesus, and just seeing people getting slaughtered. But the ship must protect Summer.
Hey,
Protect Summer.
It was doing what it was told. Right?
Beep, 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 beep. So,
but yeah, I like the ship. I think that's one of the cooler parts of the show. But then I wanted to get into the Council of Ricks.
Council of Dicks.
Okay, so I'm trying to explain this simply.
Yeah.
So in Rick and Morty, of course, like I said, they deal with the multiverse. So just like they jump between universes, dimensions, you have other Ricks and Mortys in different dimensions that do the same thing. Well, the problem with Rick is being that he's so intelligent, so dangerous, and done so much, he has literally become enemy number one in multiverses. Every government, every space federation, or whatever you want to call it, they all basically want to stop Rick because he destroys planets, he kills gods, he does all kinds of stuff.
The Rickiest of Ricks.
So the Ricks of multiple universes got together to try to protect themselves from all of these different police forces, essentially, that was after them. And they came up with what was called the Citadel of Ricks. And the Citadel of Ricks was a planet of all Ricks and Mortys.
No, actually, it wasn't a planet. It was more of like a station that they built, but it
Like
wasn't. I like a space city, but it wasn't a planet.
Yeah, it wasn't a full planet, but
Yeah.
essentially it was because they lived on it like a planet. But and the Citadel of Ricks was run by the Council of Ricks. And so these were the Ricks that had been elected to run the operations there. But eventually they wound up going up against the Rick of
The Ricky is
137.
The Ricky is a Ricks.
And he proved to them that he was the rickiest of Ricks because he killed almost all
All of them.
all of them. He wiped those niggas out. But out of that incident, it birthed something that I don't think they've still brought the character fully to fruition yet, but I think eventually they will. And if you jump to number 6, Los, that's Evil Morty. So this is a Morty, and we don't know what dimension he's from, but essentially he is super intelligent. He's like a Morty who became Rick, but he hates Rick. So he is out to get him, and he really wants to kill Rick. Like, that is his ultimate goal. And he specifically wants the Rick of C-137. So he wants the main character, Rick. he wants to kill that dude. But Evil Morty was actually originated on the Citadel of Ricks is what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
So he came from there.
But also with Evil Morty, actually, I don't know if you were, but I'm kind of looking at this with Evil Morty. It's not really specified that the Rick in his whatever Rick that he had was the dominant one, or did he actually take over?
I mean, at one point, Rick himself was going through the multiverse, killing different versions of himself, because he thought that because Rick had a wife at one point, and Rick's wife was killed, and
it was, I believe, it was the Citadel that actually.
Well, and that's why. So he thought it was the Citadel of Ricks that was responsible for his wife's death. So he started going through the multiverse, killing every version of himself that he could find. But if you've already proven yourself to be the rickiest Rick of all Ricks,
and the Mortiest of all Mortiest.
Well, that's actually Evil Morty if you think about it. He's the he's the Mortiest Morty of all Mortys.
Because I think they were also saying that because I think they were saying that Morty was kind of just literally just took over Rick's original Morty. Because the way Rick and Morty the show, we don't know when what timeline or universe or whatever.
Well, remember, they don't do time travel. So it is the same timeline, but it could be multidimensional.
Yeah, what dimension these come from.
One of the things that I've seen a lot of people point out is that because of little things that you might see in the show, you never really know if each episode is the same Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It could literally be a Rick and Morty from an alternate dimension, and you never know the difference because it's still Rick and Morty.
But yeah, now you see the creators of this show. It's all over the place, but it's brilliantly done.
Yeah, they did a good job with it. They did a very good job with it. I mean, the creativity alone
is
off
the charts.
Pretty good.
Yes.
I mean, as far as, don't get me wrong, they're not telling anything earth-shattering. They're making fun of a lot of stuff, a lot of tropes that are out there, just as far as, you know, sci-fi and stuff and like that is concerned. But the creativity to make it like it is, Like when they do the multi-dimensional cable TV, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I want that TV.
You know, a multi-dimensional cable show.
No, that's crazy.
Like, can you imagine?
Even the commercials, like was the one dude? He got ants in his eyes, and he don't know what he's selling.
Daily slow.
Hey,
I got ants in my eyes. I don't know what I'm selling, but I got ants in my eyes.
how did we get on multi-dimensional YouTube?
Right?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, where's that option? Okay, so last thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so for those who haven't, who if you haven't watched the 5th season, spoiler alert. If you have watched the 5th season, then you know what I'm about to talk about, because it was all that anybody could talk about, which was the giant incest space baby.
A
So
giant incest baby.
okay, so
If you pull up number 15,
so Morty's mom, Rick's daughter, is a veterinarian. Okay, and so Morty was at her office one day, and she had a machine that they use to gather semen from horses, and the machine had an orifice that was
And a
moving,
pump.
was moving in and out. And Morty, being a horny teenage boy, saw this machine and decided, I wonder. And of course he did. So he was ejaculating in the machine, which was supposed to be filled with horse semen, but instead it had human semen. So I forgot what it was, but something that Rick.
no, Rick was working on something. He needed some he needed some semen, but he needed something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure I don't remember what it was he was working on, but whatever it was he was working on, he needed a barrel full of semen.
Yeah.
And so he stole a barrel full of semen from the
His
veterinary labs thing, not knowing, of course, that inside that semen was actually a bunch of Morty semen. So it wasn't all horse semen. But whatever he did wound up running a lot of power through it. But because it was human semen instead of horse semen, that semen mutated. And it became these giant sperms. And Rick trying to dodge the blame for it. If you bring up number 15.
Number 14.
So yeah, no, number 15, because that's the giant sperms.
Yeah.
So that's what they look like. And Rick trying to dodge the blame for it, he said, oh, they're space sperms. So he was telling everybody they're from space, because Rick thought he did it, but Morty wouldn't admit that he was the one who was nutting in the damn machine in the first place. So then what winds up happening is the giant sperms were basically taking over the world.
Yeah. They became intelligent sperm.
And they had a queen. And the queen sperm wore an exosuit that she could walk around in. So she had like legs and arms, but they were mechanical. And then
Keep going.
so
Keep going.
So to try to stop the giant space sperm, the government came up with an idea because what do sperm want?
An egg.
They want an egg. So they decided to make a giant egg to try to lure all the space sperm off of Earth.
But they
used Summer, Morty's sister. They used her egg because she just so happened to be ovulating at that time. So they took this egg and they giantified it, and they put it out into space. And of course,
they put it on a tower, and then all the sperm.
That's right.
It would join to.
All the sperm was trying to get to it, and so they were killing the sperm as they was getting to it. And just when they thought they was gonna lose, Morty had made friends with that one sperm with the eye on it that you see right there.
The pink, the
pink one.
The friendly sperm.
He had made friends with that one, and so that sperm was helping them fight the other sperm. And when they defeated all the evil sperm, they thought, okay, we're safe. Well, that sperm, the one with the eyeball, decided to jump in the egg. He couldn't resist it. So he jumps in the egg. So essentially, you have Morty's sperm and his sister's egg, and that's where the giant incest space baby came from.
Number 14. Good God. I don't. Wow.
Now, what's really messed up is there was
Wow.
an episode after that one
Yes.
where the giant incest space baby came back, and he wound up saving the entire Earth.
From what the Go-Go box and all that crap.
Yeah,
It's like a Voltron.
it was a Voltron ripoff called Gotron. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was Gotron. And then Rick started pulling in the Gotrons from multiverses and using other
Ricks
and Mortys and their families to pilot them. So they took a Gotron from one verse and Gotron from another verse and combined them into make a Gotron.
and then another,
And then a Gotron.
and then another, and then another.
And it was the most powerful robot in all of existence.
So what? So how many seasons they had?
It's 5 seasons. The 5th season is the most recent one. I think they are supposed to be doing a season 6, but from what I heard, that's probably gonna wind up being the last one.
Yeah, because I think they're kind of. I think they're kind of running out of ideas what to do.
They could keep going.
I mean, but really at that point, this show is over the top after a certain time. You know, a certain amount of time. It's just not stuff that you can do.
Right.
Yeah, to
You
keep
know.
it going, but no.
Did you watch this at? You say Adult Swim or started on Adult Swim?
Well, it started on
on
Adult
Adult
Swim.
Swim.
I'm currently watching it on HBO Max. So HBO Max has all the episodes.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it started on Adult Swim.
Yeah, but man, when I'm telling you, if you like just
Stupid,
Pure-
intelligent.
right, and that's the thing. It's silly. It's very silly. But at the same time, there's a lot of intelligence that goes into the making of the show, because they know that a lot of the people who watch it are sci-fi fans.
Right.
We watch for the little details and the things in the background, and that's what
The
lets
Easter
people
eggs and stuff
tie
like
all
that.
this stuff together.
Right.
If you go on YouTube and type in Rick and Morty, there's all kind of fan theory videos
Yes.
trying to map out the timeline of the show,
Easter
and
eggs. And
whether or
stuff
not
like that.
Rick's wife and all of that story is even really real, and all of this kind
Oh,
of
even
stuff.
with that one, because there was one part, I think like maybe they did what 2, maybe 3, where they didn't, where I think Rick kind of cloned Beth.
Oh yeah, that was a, and that's still one of those things that's up in the air on that show.
It's like we don't know because Beth herself, the daughter of Rick, is kind of a badass, but we don't know if she's a clone or the real Beth or
She's
something.
basically a genius like her dad, but because she got pregnant in high school or whatever, she was never able to get to the level that Rick got to. But then he finally decides to give her the option and says, "Look, if you want to,
live your life.
run out and go have adventures in space like I do," he was like, I got a clone of you made, already ready to go. All you got to do is tell me. I'll wake her up. She'll think she's you, and your family will never know the difference. And you can go off and do what you want to do." Well, on one season, that was the cliffhanger ending of that season.
Yeah.
Whether or not Beth chose to leave. Well, later on in one of the other seasons, you find out she did. But then she starts to miss her family. So she decides to come back. So then the question becomes, which Beth survived? Because at the end of that episode, one of the Beths is gone. But you never get a clear picture was it the Beth who went out into space that he kept? Or was it the clone that was always there?
And the thing, the way Rick did it, because even he doesn't know which Beth is the actual one, because he had both of them there, but he kind of did like a Russian roulette. He just kind of spent it around something like that, where even and he kind of covered his eyes, so even he doesn't know which one is the actual real
Which
Beth.
one is the actual Beth? Yeah.
So it goes, yeah, Rick and Morty is one of those shows. If you just want to laugh your ass off and have a good time with a lot of just off the wall crap, but with it, but
Stupid shit.
Exactly.
Funny as hell.
But at the same time,
Sci-fi.
with a little bit of intelligence, but
enough intelligence to keep. It's got enough intelligence to it to keep somebody like me interested. Because shows like The Simpsons and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I lost interest in a long time ago. They just got to be too silly. Even South Park, and nothing against any of those shows. For the times that I was into them, I really loved them. But after a little while, the over the top silliness just gets to a point where I get tired of it. But Rick and Morty, it keeps my attention because it's smart. You know, it's got some smart to go along with its silliness. So that I can really appreciate.
Lowe's, don't you have a Rick and Morty calendar?
I do have a Rick and Morty calendar. I think I have a Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Rick.
Yeah.
But if you want a good show and to keep you entertained, Rick and Morty, that'll do it for you.
And let's be honest.
Poop your butthole.
If you smoke, you
Oh,
really ought to
yeah.
be watching Rick and Morty.
Yes, you should.
Because if you smoke, this is the show you gonna sit back and giggle at while you smoke. And if you smoke with friends people who you cool with, y'all gonna have 1,000,001 jokes that y'all gonna make off of watching this show. Because shit like Pickle Rick is just catchy.
Right.
And not only that, Morty getting raped by a jelly bean, and also
Almost right.
almost raped. I'm sorry, almost raped by a jelly bean, and also the dragons.
You can tell that one. I ain't. That's just nasty. They nasty.
Oh, that'll be another show.
Right. That's about all.
All right. So we're gonna wrap this up, y'all.
And, Cash App.
No problem. Trust me. I was finna get it.
Okay.
So if you want to check us out, if you want to know what's coming up, if you want to know how to come on the show, and just give y'all a little bit of a heads up, we're in talks now. We might have a up and coming comic book company
Yes.
come and do a smoke session with us. I'm not gonna give any details just yet because we're still trying to iron that out. But when I tell you we're trying to bring y'all a quality product, y'all,
Yes.
we're trying to bring y'all a quality product.
Yes.
And I want to put this out. So if anybody out there is doing comic books, if you're an author, if you want to come on and talk about your stories or your creations with us, we are more than happy to have you on. Yeah, even if you're a filmmaker and you want to come on and talk to us about a movie, anything that has to do with the subjects that we've been talking about, movies, TV shows, books, comics, all of that kind of stuff. If you're a creator, we definitely want to have you on. So if you're looking to get some exposure, come on and join us. You know, go to the website www.dailysmoke.com. Please check it out. There's a experience with the Daily Smoke on there, so please fill it out. Give us your email address. Let us know if you want to be on the show. We'd be more than happy to have you. We love to help you get the word out. And hell, my nerdy ass, I would love to be the one who'd be like, yeah, I knew about that before it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yeah, I was on that shit back when nobody knew about it. Yeah.
I got number one, right?
You know, I got the first issue signed, nigga.
Right,
What?
right.
Yeah. And if you do comic books, I'm willing to pay for my own first issue. I'm not just going to ask you to give it to me. But, you know, either way. So check that out. And at the same time, if you do want to give a donation, please check out our Cash App, $TD Smoke. So I don't care if you give $1. I don't care if you give 50 cents.
Just show support and hey.
Show us some love. We appreciate it. And trust me, for everything y'all give us, we're trying to take it and multiply it and make it bigger and better for y'all. So
Now, actually, before we leave out, in the near future, we're trying to go to Comic-Con. So if we can do that, please check out that episode.
yeah, we definitely want to bring y'all that experience through the Smoke Session's eyes.
Better yet, why don't y'all meet us there?
Exactly.
Yes.
Go to it. If you're already going, we'll be there. Look for us.
What is it? Comic Palooza?
Yeah, Comic Palooza.
Comic
In
Palooza
July.
when it's coming up in July. So if you're a fan and you plan on attending, if you're going to be cosplaying or anything like that, or even if you're not, you're just going to be there and you see us walking around, please come up to us. We definitely want to have y'all, and we want to show Houston is in the house when we get there. So we're going to definitely show it off. We want to blow it up. And who knows? One of us might even come as a cosplay. You never know.
Right, right.
So thank y'all for joining us once again with the Smoke Session. This your boy, Brother Jam.
Boy Black Hand.
Brother Los on the cam.
And thank you for joining us on the Daily Smoke Sessions. We are out. Peace.
Peace.